All right. Hello, think we're live. And the market's open. What's up your space Tesla Peloton match? Oaked up slightly. It's like we're pretty neutral on the open. Hayes with that gigantic move yesterday for basically no reason. They got to come up with an announcement at some point about something that's just too nuts. RH loosely negative. I'm going to have to type that one. That's not even RH. There we go. Oaked down here as well. Oaked yesterday with a very, very good day. I wonder if it was a pocket pivot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It was not a pocket pivot. But those 9-day pocket pivots seem to be doing okay every once in a while. So it did break out of the small cup and handle pattern. Let's see what it handles it this morning. I'm not sure. Yesterday with Pays jumping 35% for no reason, kind of puts the rest of the market, gives it a little bit of wiggle room, you think? Tesla bouncing back after a pretty decent sell-off the other day. Maybe it's just going to do a repeat. We really haven't broken any highs. Match.com. Wait, say Friday? Today is Friday. Interesting. Interesting. Pretty red today. Not a lot of percentage loss, though. But still fairly red. Easy to turn around from that. We'll see how it goes. We're kind of going sideways here a little bit. Guess we're still generally trending up. That blue middle Bollinger Band line is just straight. Almost a single line. Very few ripples in it. Peloton up a little bit. Looks like they're extending. That also looking pretty good. Has gone on to form a small downward sloping channel, which is fine. D-Dog up here. Trade desk a little bit. Oh, there's Okta. I was trying to keep track of Okta a little bit. So RH and Okta, two stocks I think right now are probably primed to make a next leap up whenever the market decides it wants to do that. Restoration harder with a very nice base right here. Volume declining in the base, not really moving lower at all. Just super sideways action. 10-day, essentially flat. Looks like it's curled up a little bit, as a matter of fact. And the 20-day moving average. So the 10-day coming into the 20-day. Supported here on the 20-day. That's a pretty nice setup with declining volume. That should hopefully lead into a nice pop-up. And IO down a smidgen. When IVR and Pays down here. Of course, Pays with a crazy day yesterday. I was at the end of the power hour. And so we left off right about here. And then I was doing the power hour and we ended that. I probably looked at this right about here. And it was up like 35%. I'm like, what? You were just up 6%. Now you're up 35%? That's crazy. Crazy move for Pays. And with zero news. There was nothing yesterday. This was after pays up nearly 32%. But before that was the 19th. Absolutely nothing going on. I don't know. I don't know what that was about, but it was a ton of market, and they apparently had to get an order filled during market hours because it was just 10 million volume, where your average is 700,000. Not sure if that's ever happened in pays. Nope, has not. So whatever that was, it happened. It was real. ALT? Hello, Jay. No, I have not. Okay. So it's another one of those little high flyers. Sometimes you'll get these that do this and that have to you have to let these base out. This one looks like it already extended a high. Oh wow, that broke out really late yesterday. That'd have been hard to get into. What does this thing do? Heron await FDA decision. Altimmune shares. Altimmune. So biotech, okay. Yeah, see, biotechs are good and bad at the same time for obvious reasons. You can, I mean, I don't know. I think it takes a good amount of research to really know what you're doing with biotechs because there's so many little ones. There's got to be like 100 of them. Just to one good way to get into them though, if you're interested, is to look for these patterns. And one thing, yeah, I should probably write down like a list of high flyers or something like that. But looks like Net and Peloton going up today. RH up here a little bit. There you go for Peloton. Very nice. But yeah, when you get into these small ones, you really have to pay attention to these larger bases that they form. Like right now, there's one in Nikola, kind of. It's already had two. This is kind of a third base. See, it's nice and flat right now. You want to pay attention during these times, and then you want to jump in when there's really big volume. You kind of have to watch them, though. They have to be your almost your whole world. But I mean, if you're if you're able to find one of these on those upswings, I think that'd be tremendous. It's just not really something I focus on. But I mean, yeah, look at these situations. This is what, 512? What's up, Ellie? 6-4. Actually, this goes back to 512. 529. No, so that was after the pop up. Let's go back further. We can go a 15 minute, 10 minute. Um, 515. There you go. So there's 512. There's 512 right there. No, I'm kind of just Jay was asking about this, and I was kind of showing him how to get into these earlier before they have their expansive run ups. So I see this one here started getting crazy volume right off the get go here. This is when I think you want to get interested in these. It's probably right about there, like that 1 5 minute candle would be that in my opinion that's kind of your ideal buy point at that stage of the game. And then going forward, it's a roller coaster ride. It really is. Some of these blast off in a day or so, and some of these like this one took like 2 weeks. It looks like that was a pretty good one. As this one rallied 83%, then crashed a bunch, and then did it again. So, but yeah, you have to buy these earlier. You can't buy these when they're already, super high. It just doesn't work out very well. That's right. Trading time machine. All right, Space Peloton Nikola Light up here today. RH starting to get a little happy. Tesla, Okta going the opposite direction. It is going the opposite direction. Okta with a great day yesterday, almost a pocket pivot. It's a 9-day pocket pivot if that's such a thing. But a good day yesterday, and today taking a little bit of a move in. Same with the NASDAQ. NASDAQ down 0.6%. Trade desk up here. So I can't say we're more green. We're about the same green, but our stocks are kind of moving up here. And Peloton, right? Peloton and net kind of back down a little bit. Time email? What's that? Water's good. All right, what's down here? Pays. Yeah, so pays with a massive move yesterday for whatever reason, and then today with a massive collapse. Wow. Right back down to all those trend lines I was drawing yesterday. Oh, yeah, send the email back. That's right. That's right. Send the email back in time. Yeah, how do we do that? Do we just change the time? Ellie, is it as simple as changing the timestamp on the email? I think we just have to change the timestamp. It should be that simple. My pay's down here? Yeah, I don't know what yesterday's volume was about. It was like over 10 times average volume in the middle of the day with no news for a week. And, pays don't I mean, look, a crazy run there from basically $1 to $18. I mean, this thing can get going, but with no news behind it, someone's I don't know, either someone had to cover a lot of a short position in the middle of the day, which seems a little bit strange. Not that it can't happen, but let's check out FinViz for a second. Dude, Chainlink's nuts. What's their short flow? 22%. So maybe someone had to cover some shorts. I mean, I guess it could happen. 48 million outstanding shares. Look at a lot of super green numbers here on pays. Wow. Yeah, or they know something. Yeah. Or they know something. I mean, it's one or the other. That is a decent sized short float. So that could just be short covering. So, wow, insiders own almost 37% of pays. I had no idea. That's pretty good. So between insiders and institutions, you get about a 67%. So that's about 25% short float. Or I'm sorry, 25% float. So that's about 30 or so million shares. However math works. How does math work again? Okay, I'm going to do math here. 36.8 plus 29.9, 66.7. So 48.71. 667 would be 323. 15.7 million shares outstanding on the market, and 10 were traded yesterday. Oh, math was canceled. See, people got to tell me these things. You need that. Just take that email and timestamp it back about 30 seconds ago. That way I won't have to do it. So the 22% short float. Oh yeah, that's right. Racism was canceled after Obama. That's the prevailing theory, it sounds like. Yeah, so arguably, all of Pay's float was traded yesterday, which is a little bit nuts. It's a little bit crazy if you ask me that much that much of Pay's. I mean, it's almost like an algorithm gone wrong, but in a very measured way. It it wasn't one spike. I mean, this happened over a period of a few hours. Yeah, no math, no racism. Sounds like a great country. That's why China's on the come up. They have math and racism. So that's not saying I'm pro racism. I'm actually anti math. Peloton back down, Tesla back down. So we were going a little bit green. We're backing away from that. Market's zero point 0.8 down now. Not doing a whole heck of a lot though. Oh, Pays and GNC. Pays has bounced up a little bit. Pays on the come up. Ellie getting some. Go check our global watch list. AMC Theaters. All right, someone went and bought a movie ticket. Up 5%. Pretty good right there. TZA. That's been doing pretty good lately. Or maybe not. Doesn't really look that good. Let's see. Casa Races up here. It's a nice cup and handle pattern. This is Ferrari. Nice little cup and handle. Uh, wow, not a lot of volume on the right side of this cup though. Quite a bit of volume on the downswing here. There's your volume, and then that's about it. You never get any more volume. It just doesn't come up. Picks up positions for Ellie. I love spending other people's money. Let's just go straight to the bottom here. GNC looks good. Yeah, that's definitely gonna bounce back. There's no doubt about that. Genus. Yep, straight back up to 12 from 2. That's gonna work out really well. Um, in case what I'm saying is accurate, Restoration Hardware looks excellent on a subsequent breakout. If and when that happens. Restoration Hardware looks really good. Okta does look really good. Okta and RH are my two favorites right now. Except Okta's. Where's Okta? Keeps moving. No, that's a little bit too risky. LK is too risky. Yeah, Okta's really good. Yesterday, like on the verge of being a pocket pivot. I was looking at this. So look at the sell-off in Okta here. Very measured. Just just barely above average right there for that little downswing. Nice high volume bottoming day. And then you have a small handle here. And yesterday with a 9-day pocket pivot. Yeah, Okta looks really, really good. Okta's primed for another move up. You got the 10 and the 20-day moving averages kind of coming together here. So yeah, I mean this could go sometime this week, sometime next week. After Pays, the way Pays was acting yesterday, I'm like, damn, everything's probably gonna pop here pretty soon. But Pays has actually come down quite a bit. Here's a nice little cup and handle yesterday. Not too shabby. How's all right, let's go top down today. Let's check it out. So light is in a position Light's not looking too bad, Ellie. Not looking too bad at all. It's squeezing around here. You've got, is that all of the moving averages right here? Yeah, you got all the moving averages contained within the triangle. 200-day support, and then all the others are just chopping around. So a breakout of this would start the expansion of the moving averages again, which that can work out really, really well when that happens. So I think keeping light on some kind of a short list would be a good idea. Nikola. Nikola not too bad actually. I'm not too mad at Nikola the way it's shaping up here. Got a nice little small flag cup, whatever you want to call this. This one's not too bad. Not, I don't know about right now, but I mean your stop is probably going to be about 13%, which is decently low. But it's looking nice and tight. There's still a bunch. Actually, my wife's company covers Nikola because they're here in Phoenix, and they're starting to break ground on their new building. And anyway, they're very secretive about it. They can't even. Their job is to find information about construction projects, and they can't find anything on Nikola's project. So, but anyway, Nikola with a good pattern right there. INSG was looking pretty good too. It's trying to curl up here, trying to round out a potential. I guess depends on the size of this base. 38%. Not sure if that would qualify as a cup and handle base based on that, because I'm not sure if we were in a correction during this time frame. So that may be a little bit too deep, but it also had a crazy ass run up. There's RH. Looks like back up towards the top here. I like RH as well. Like I said, these are RH and Oaked are probably my two favorites right now in terms of setups. Carvana's up here. AAXN, which makes those body cams, used to be Taser. Nikola equals scam. No, I don't think it equals a scam. It's a real business that's doing real things. I think it's definitely not as far along as Tesla is. The question is, the question is, can they pull it off? I don't know. I think in my opinion, I don't know why they're harping on fuel cells. They should be just do what Elon did. Just go all in on a technology. If you want to be fuel cells, go be fuel cells. If you want to do electric, go do electric. But I think dabbling in both is not the wisest move. I don't know if it'll be to their detriment, but yeah, it's not a scam though. It's overhyped at this moment in time. I think that's pretty obvious. All right, Nasdaq moves a little bit lower past the .8 level. Tesla turned negative. AMD's still not happy. Was doing fine, then finally broke. Yeah, AAXN, it's not too bad. It's not as tight as like a Restoration Hardware Okta right now, but it's looking pretty good. This could still go sideways for a while. We have declining volume, but it's really not super low yet. Overall, I think it's a good bet. I mean, especially with everything going on, maybe you'll just see more body cams that may be part of police reform that comes out of all this. Yeah, AMD is, yep. We'll keep an eye on it, but it's not working right now. Looks like Pay is still trying to recover from that early selling block this morning. Maybe they're trying to buy more of it. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what caused that move up yesterday, but that was something. What else? Net's in a smaller consolidation. This one on a break of this pattern could be pretty good. I mean, there's a good little short list to choose from here. Twilio, really, not backing down from highs whatsoever. Just doesn't care what the market's doing. It's just chilling. I think Twilio's at some point is going to have another more extended move. I mean, it's already kind of moving. You see the, if you can count that day right there, which may be difficult to do. But you got Twilio right there, maybe starting a frozen rope pattern. I mean, such an expansive move up with no sell-off afterward. Frozen rope seems like a possibility. And again, Peloton is, well, it's a little bit extended now, but Peloton extended out from this base. Same with Net. Oh, we just talked about Net, yeah. Yeah, Square just rocking. Square doing really, really good right there. All right, we're under the 0.8. We're to the 0.7 level on the NASDAQ now, so we're getting a little bit more green. Light up 3%. Good volume this morning. Look at that volume. Look at that in contrast to what we've seen in the past, about 100,000 shares. Don't see that morning. Don't see it that morning. Don't see it that morning. Don't see it any of these mornings. So light right now with a pretty big volume morning. Moving averages. Let me look at light. Actually, yeah, I can probably look up here real quick. But I have it to navigate to IBD. EPS this year, horrible. ROE, not too great. Gross margins, good. Sales, 13%, not by near the best. EPS quarter over quarter is good. Momentum Holdings. Oh yeah, these guys make fiber. That's what they make. But that's definitely a volatility funnel right there. What do all the analysts say? 102 down to 87. And even before then they were... That's a downgrade with a price increase by UBS. So virtual investor events. So light just getting up here is about 18% to the 93. Wow, that's not a lot of gain at all. That's horrible. For a stock that really hasn't done much. I mean, I guess it's chopped around, but usually in these situations, you would think that options would be cheaper. They are not. They are not cheaper at all. LVGO, Carvana, MED going for it. See, I mean, now that I draw this frozen rope on Twilio, I like these frozen rope plays. I got to be honest with you. When they start oscillating between the highs and the lows right there, you get a really good little potential trade on your hand right there. So yeah, Twilio here with a move up to maybe 260. Twilio also with good volume this morning. NASDAQ 0.7, okay. Lift. Excuse me. Oh, so you mean to short? That's what you're saying, right? You want a short of lift due to electric bikes? No, must be a thing in San Fran, not a thing in Arizona. Maybe Tempe, but that's like a few square mile block. Yeah, maybe on a support from a supportive basis, yeah, you could find yourself maybe with a lower risk entry point down there, but um, generally not really. Yeah, not the worst actually from that perspective. It's not really braking; it's just undulating, and there you've got a channel that it's within. So you could channel trade this thing. That's a possibility. Arizona, no, we don't have spikes in cases of anything over here. Absolutely no, nothing that I've heard of. Just a spike in clouds lately. What pattern confirms a frozen rope? Um, well, a lot of frozen ropes. No, it's Carvana. Yeah, no. What the heck, which one was it? I already forgot. Twilio. Damn it. And I already pulled in. No, a frozen rope pattern is just confirmed by just a very tight series of price action in an upward sloping trajectory. Nothing, from my understanding, nothing confirms a frozen rope. It's just something that develops and you notice it kind of in the middle of it. I don't know if you can notice it ahead of time. I'm not aware of a way to. Not that it's impossible. I'm just not aware of it. I'm sure if you studied frozen ropes long enough, like anything in life, if you look at something for long enough, you'll find a pattern with it. Yeah, frozen rope pattern to me just implies, steady accumulation. All right, 0.94 down in the NASDAQ, so we jumped down again pretty quick. Slight change in behavior on the NASDAQ lately. As you can see, a couple of larger volume spikes to the downside, and the buying pressure has been reduced a little bit. And we're just generally a little bit more choppy. So that part not super had about. Um, well, every pattern's reliable about 50% of the time. I don't think, other than maybe like a high tight flag or I mean, it's pretty reliable. It's pretty reliable. There's nothing. I mean, there's probably looks like there may be another one over here. Um, maybe not. Yeah, that one could be on the fence. It starts to lose momentum a little bit right there. I mean, yeah, it's. I would argue it's fairly reliable, but once something's reliable, usually the edge is removed from it in the marketplace. Is kind of how it works, which sucks. Tesla down, AMD still down. RH still holding really nice. Gotta wait for that guy to break out. That's gonna be pretty good. And trying to think of another frozen rope example. I need to make like a. So here's an example of a frozen rope on this LHX. But you know this about middle way through. And this one actually lasted a long time, it looks like. The problem here is it didn't, so it holds the lows here really nicely and the highs. Then it breaks it and the trend is, then the trend dies. Actually forms looks like not quite a double bottom, not quite a double bottom base. Looks like it though. But you don't know until about halfway through that it's formed this base. But yeah, I do like it. I haven't done a huge study on it. So like this one kind of starts out of nowhere, pops up like 6 months prior, then rolls over, forms a low, then you get a frozen rope. Like that's there's no common sense to that in my book, other than the elevated volume on the breakdown. But thoughts on Zen? Later, B Dubs. Ooh, really nice actually. This looks really nice. Zen book. That is a long-term turnaround play for Zen book. It's exactly what that is. Yeah, forget. My AC just shut off? That's weird. Heard my AC kick on, then right off. That's not a good thing. Um, I remember Zen a few years ago was doing some stuff. I never really traded in it. Yeah, there's okay. Cloud, 10 billion market cap. EPS next year 54% is pretty good. 45 sales, that's good. Yeah, those are really good numbers right there. This year EPS 23 not so great, but it's basing, so maybe we get another nice cycle in it. Big institutional ownership. I don't really know much about this business. Heard about them, but never really looked into them. Go away. I don't want to pop up when I leave your website, you sons of bitches. Oh yeah, these do support. That's right. That's right. I've heard this room before. Yeah, maybe they're coming back. They seem to have a lot of competition though on the support side. What's their pricing? My wife's actually building a support thing here. Yeah, chat was Zendesk. I wonder what they're doing to differentiate themselves now from then. So guide, chat, talk, see pricing. There we go. Per agent per month. Huh. Well, so 30 bucks for a person to be there. They are not Bangladeshi, that's for sure. Never mind. I mean, they are. That's what I mean. I mean, they are. Widget, unlimited chats. This is, to me, seems very small text. Two triggers, two departments. Huh. That's actually not too bad. Just thinking of my wife's company right there. Gather, talk. Whoops. I don't want a damn free trial. Click the wrong button. All right. Phone support, $20 a month per person. Light talks available. One phone number. Okay. Yeah, they do a whole suite of products. I guess the whole thing is are they gonna be growing? But yeah, from a technical perspective, this is pretty nice. 47% move there. A little bit wide. Could be considered a double bottom base also. I just kind of liken it for one of my long-term turnaround plays. Pays is trying to keep its comeback going alive there. Yeah, let's put Zen on here. Is it up today? Is that why you're looking at it? Or is Zen? Add that to my long-term turnaround plays list. Yeah, that would be good on a long-term turnaround breakout. Yeah, all in all, I like it. I think it needs to break this trend line though. And at the moment, I believe it's setting up to do so. So you've got that high volume bottoming candle right there. Pretty decent price action, a little bit high volume here. Wish it would just remain low. 50-day seems to have switched into a small uptrend here. There's your 50-day, there's your 200-day. So we'll see if it acts as support. Your 10 and your 20 are mixing around. So definitely has a good possibility, I think, for a nice little run. Yeah, I don't think that's too bad at all. I'm not sure about buying it in the moment though. Not sure I'd be doing that. Good look though, Jay. Oh, coughing a lot this morning. All right, so bears have firmly taken hold today, 1.2%. We start undercutting the lows of yesterday. We definitely have a little downtrend on our hands, and we'll see what the world makes of it. But like I just talked about a short time ago, I do think we've seen a small change in behavior on the Nasdaq. Is those daily MACDs? See how it pays breaks up or down the way the market's going. Got to break lower. Okta appears to be breaking lower too. definitely, definitely, probably in protect capital phase though. I think our distribution day count. We'll see if we have elevated volume today, but probably likely to be added to, I would assume. Well, it's got something in its sleeve. I think it showed it yesterday. I don't know. Let's see what our count is on IBD there. I think we're still relatively low, but I need to mark the distribution days. 4 on the S&P, 1 on the Nasdaq. So it takes the Nasdaq or the S&P to go into a corrective phase. So 4 on the Nasdaq, I should probably assume. Let's go check out something here. I think 2 days ago was that other day. 3 on the S&P. Yeah, I need to mark these. 2 on the Nasdaq, 3 on the S&P. So we have been moving up a little bit, but there's definitely some distribution. Market's now down 1.3. All right, net was up 2, now down 2%. Restoration Hardware. Tesla down 1. Peloton down here. Net down here. Okta. Oh, just took a big dump right there. Well, at least on the 5-minute chart. We'll see. We'll see about the rest of the time here. Um, yeah, don't go too far. I mean, I think selling is okay, but don't go too far because the market's been doing this lately. One difference here, I guess we did have a new high from this run to this little drop here. Here we were kind of, actually, if you look at it, this is kind of in a frozen rope pattern too. I already started drawing it, I just didn't quite realize it. Let's see here. Those Bollinger Bands are making it tough to see there. Let's do this. A little bit better. It's like maybe two different lines. That could be. 1, 2, 3, 4 touches. Yesterday was close. We'll see what happens today. So 1.37 on the NASDAQ. Oh, Page just dumped. All right, so yeah, pretty little ominous. Yeah, the day's bullish ones are pretty limited at this stage. Just go back to the global watch list, see if that's, yep. You can even see negative here on the global watch list, which is much larger. VIAV, whatever that is. TZA having a good day today. Looks like maybe a little small cup thing forming on the, this is 3 times, this is 3 times inverse the Russell is what it is. TNA would be 3 times the Russell. And TZA is 3 times inverse the Russell. 1.5% down now for the NASDAQ, so definitely headed in that direction. Wow, how rare is it to see a GNC and Hertz with a big down day? I'd argue that's pretty rare. Yeah, it's been in a bull run lately for whatever reason. And Hertz too. UAL down here. We have kind of stopped watching UAL a little bit. Seems to be a bit more elevated volume on the sell side here than we had over here. So I think that's not what I wanted. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so we were decently. Oh, our volume's gotten really elevated over here. BTC dump too. Did it now? 3%. I'm gonna guess 3. Oh, 1.25. Ooh, is gonna H over. Is gonna H over out of our pattern? No, don't do that. No, don't do that. You're gonna make things complicated. At least XRP is green. So anytime XRP is green, I'm like something's wrong. that's the that's what they do when they want to FUD everyone and think a bull run is coming because all the new people think, the hell's that? World's largest hummingbird. Restoration Hardware not going anywhere. All right, let's look for strength. So we got LHX up here, which is not strong. Generac Generator's not doing too bad. Carvana light, pulling in. It was higher a little bit earlier, pulling in right there. Carvana AXN still up here. Space not breaking down. That's a really long-term play. Lockheed Martin. Oh, speaking of space, I told you to buy RH. Yeah, RH is one of the good ones. RH is one of the ones that's, yeah, I don't know. I don't buy, don't buy it right now, but you got to wait for it to start moving. Well, I mean, I guess if you want to buy it, you can give yourself a tidy stop loss. I think you're just messing with me though, Ellie, knowing you. But yeah, that's I mean, the pattern's great. Absolutely great. I think you could get a measured move out of this. That's what I've got on the docket right now. Those are kind of my two things I'm looking at up here at the 375 and up here at the 393. Those are my two targets for RH. So yeah, I do not have a position in this, but I was seriously considering one yesterday. I did get into Okta yesterday. Closed it though. I don't. Market's got to participate if Okta's going to rally through here. So I could end up getting back in by the end of the day if things get bullish again, but I don't want to. I didn't want to hold too much. But yeah, Okta still looks really good. Our volume this morning isn't. It actually looks like yesterday's. We just got a little bit more expansion yesterday. But yeah, Okta and RH are two of my favorites. I do still like Twilio. Where did Twilio go? I don't have it highlighted, but I can just type it in. Yeah, yeah, we saw that a little bit ago. It's down like 5%. Down more than that. Oh, it's where's UAL? I'm just missing it. Twilio, look how hard that reversed. Wow. Still in the rope pattern though, so here's the thing. These can do almost anything inside the pattern. Let's see if we stall a little bit lower. Nasdaq 1.75% now. Not really liking the look of this. Our red days are kind of piling up. We do got to break the pattern though before it gets anything too crazy. Trilio cracking right there. What's our Q's doing? Firmly falling apart. So there's just the normal moving averages on the Qs. This is Bollinger Bands with the frozen rope on the futures. So slightly different. Support at the 20-day this entire time. So let's give it the due it's deserved. That 20-day line. So we did play with it during the last downtrend for the first time in a while. I bet you if I throw a RSI up here, it's not going to be a great look. Yep, there's a divergence right there. So no divergences all the way up, and then now we have a relatively good divergence on the RSI. I don't know what these mean. There's a there's a bottoming divergence right there, then it starts to break out here, and then now we've got a divergence here at this high. Yep. Yep, 31% in KG. You are a monster, Ellie. An absolute animal. Yeah, you never know. Could be. Yeah, it could be. But the Nasdaq does appear that it's kind of it's tired. It's hard to say it's going to have selling, but it's tired, which makes sense. I mean, there's not a lot of great economic news coming out. Earnings are doing okay though on some companies, at least on the Nasdaq, not really on the Russell, which is why the Russell's not hasn't done anything. Not near the high. There's the high, well away from that. You look at the Nasdaq in the past several years, or I'm sorry, the Russell in the past several years, just a little bit more weakness than usual because just all most of the big corporations are, those guys are professionals and scaling, in these small businesses I don't think can keep up in a lot of circumstances. Hey, cool sheet. Yeah. I don't know about Sleepy. They're moving. They're just not moving in ways that are advantageous for accounts at the moment. 90% out. Okay. Yeah. Well, I still have my Tesla position, but which is pretty large. But other than that, I'm mostly out too. I mean, I guess I did take a smaller H position. I didn't even know. I gotta get rid of these other ones. Get a big stack of NIL. Cool. Yeah, I kind of think we're in a bit of a cyclical bull market for electrics. We'll see. We'll see how it goes, but I think, yeah, I'm not really ready to ditch NIO quite yet. It's a good sale though. When did I get in NIO? 526. Huh. This thing's up 77%. My option's only up 108%. It's like, why did I even buy the damn option? That's funny. All right, Nasdaq down 1.7%. So still holding on down here. RH doing really good, showing a tremendous amount of strength. Next to no selling pressure. What are we chopping around here? You've got bottoming candle, pretty good candle, bottoming candle. So not too bad here on RH on the day. Quite a bit of support here. This is such a strong name. 450 to 750. That's pretty good. That's a great one. Oh, yeah, and up there, gotcha. I was dumb and got in before earnings, apparently. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. 1.67, so he's stalled out down here now for the moment on the downside. RH still holding really nicely. Is light popping? Lights stopped falling, at least. LHX looks horrible. Double AXN held it up pretty well through that sell-off. RH really just made it for me right there. That was a really, really nice, tight, nothing day. There's a lot of stocks out there, man. It's hard to know them all. I miss stocks all the time. You just, when someone mentions one, you have to like check them out. That's it. Yeah, and I know that was a pretty good one. This RH one, this is RH and Oakta are my two favorites right now. What's Oakta up to? He sold off a little bit, but really not substantially. We'll see how the markets handle the rest of the session. Everyone probably going off the coffee breaks now that the opening parts, but looks like we've maintained the lows from yesterday. 98.85, 98.95. So, yeah, so far we maintained those lows. That's good. I think we've gotta keep those lows to keep some hope alive. Maybe the RSI is just wearing itself sideways. That's going to be our best case scenario here, likely. Is a move sideways, and then maybe we'll have enough momentum to come back up. Keep in mind, in bullish markets, if we do end up, we can come back down here to the 40 level. Like that's a good example right there. So this one came 30, 30, 40, 60. Before this one cratered. So yeah, we'll see, but it definitely we're wearing off the RSI. So yep, I mean a pause seems rational too. It's not like it's not like it's irrational for the market to pause after a substantial up move. So and then if the economy gets better and better and better, which we'll see what happens with all the new coronavirus outbreak cases. Our governor is kind of funny here in Arizona. Sounded like he was concerned about coronavirus cases. Now he's like, but you all need to wear a mask. That's what he said yesterday. It's like, but wear a mask, is what he said. So, gonna keep stuff open. So we'll probably, actually, you know what? I've never really looked into the cases in Arizona. Let's check it out. If you guys don't want to look at it, you can leave out. I'll probably bail after this too. We'll see how it goes. Arizona coronavirus cases. Oh, thanks, Google. Look at Google being all handy dandy. Those are new cases. Are there total cases? Ooh, that's not good in Pima County. E. Maricopa County with better hospitals apparently handling the deaths much better. Not Pima County. That must be Pima County. Oh, that's Maricopa County. Yeah, this annoys me. Why don't we have recovered cases? That's kind of, if they're not dead after X amount of time, should they not be moved to recovered? I don't know. So we seem to be a little steady around the 3,000 new cases a day mark here. Cases by zip code. Let's check out my zip code. Jay wants to short Uber. Let's find out. Let's see. Yeah, thanks for putting the river, but not the freeways, you idiots. Why would you make a map like this? It's the dumbest thing in the world. You conspiracy theorist there, Cool Sheet? The narrative? It's not a narrative, it's actual statistics. There's no narrative needed in actual statistics. Oh, bye, babe. Yeah, it's Friday, huh? Bye. It's generally pretty. Yeah, so that must be Pima County. Wow, we'll just all go live up in here. There's nothing up there. That's pretty good. No, that's still Maricopa. That may be. Oh, this may be Pima. I'm not sure where Pima County is. Wow, Florence. Come on, Florence. The only thing here is Florence. I think there's a retirement community up here, which would be not good for them. Which they're not going to show, but yeah, there we go. Nasdaq 1.91. RH still doing decently okay. Looks like we get another bout of selling pressure in here. Pays down 9%. IVR and Soxel down 5%. It's not super great. Oak to 2.6. That looks like it's set up for lower. Over 2 on the NASDAQ. That's undercutting yesterday's now. Yep, we just undercut yesterday's. And the Qs aren't looking like bottoming action today yet. Oh, there's some green. Counties that say POC don't have to wear. What's POC? Are secretly trying to get them infected and killed. I'm sure what POC is. Well, unfortunately, it's been politicized. Everything was cool for like a month or two, or maybe even 3, and it's just been politicized already, unfortunately. So we all may as well just go outside and go lick a doorknob because we're all gonna get people of color. I would definitely say that's a conspiracy theory. Who's saying people of color don't have to wear a mask? I'm not even sure if that's a thing. I'd like to see some data on that. All right, Nasdaq falling more right here. Yeah, I want to see that order because why would they signal out any group of whoever? Doesn't make any sense. Makes no sense. All over the news, huh? It's probably some. All right, fine. I'll Google it. An Oregon County drops its mask exemption for people of color. What? People of color won't be required to wear masks in Lincoln County? What the hell is that? Okay, so that's local. People of color are exempt from an Oregon county's mask mandate over concerns about racial profiling. It's one of the first counties in the U.S. to exempt people of color from wearing masks to prevent racial profiling. How does that prevent racial profiling? You still see they're black. I just think that's people are being, that's just dumb. Also exempt are people with disabilities, medical conditions. Uh, oh, yeah. Yeah, term limits would be great. We're not getting it though. All right, so yeah, I don't know if they're trying to kill black people. I just think they're being, I don't know. Everybody should be wearing masks. No one should be profiling. How's that? Stick to that. Whoops. There we go. Yeah, no profiling. Everyone gets a mask. Sounds good to me. All right, so any green left? Is RH still green? Oh, it's barely hanging on. 0.02. Barely hanging on. But on the daily time frame, it's like nothing. We're still fine. Oh, we just went negative. No. Math was, oh, that's right. Math and common sense are canceled. That's true. You know, it's funny. I asked a question in our macro chat room a couple of days ago about if anyone has any examples of, kind of collapsed societies. Because one of the things today is, we're printing so much money, and then Ray Dalio's got his book out, New World Order. If you haven't read that, you should. Um, I think it's very important. And then Shiny sent me this thing about the Bronze. She's like, yeah, collapse of the Bronze Age, which is horrible. I don't think we're going to be doing collapse of the Bronze Age type stuff, but she sent me the collapse of the Bronze Age, and it was done by this really, really great guy on YouTube, a guy that does documentaries. Um, I have it actually here. This one's for the Mayans. I'll send you here. I'm gonna put copy link location. I'll put this in the chat. If you guys are at all into documentaries, this guy's a whole series on the fall of civilizations, and it's really well done. This guy should do like ASMR porn. His voice is so soothing and stuff. He's like, and the Vikings, blah blah blah. Anyway, really good voice. Probably could be the next. Forget the dude's name from the BBC. But anyway, really good documentaries. Sounds like legit information too. So anyway, super cool. I've been geeking out on that a lot lately. Carvana. Yeah, check it out. I mean, I'm not sure how many he's got, but that's right. Randy for president. Absolutely. So it looks like there's five, six. Yeah, I did the Easter Island one, which was really good. The episode five's X. I'm just gonna show it now. It's just super fun. It's just like if you're into this stuff, it's great. So he's got Roman Britain. I was half listening to that. Bronze Age, the Mayans, Greenland Vikings. That one was pretty interesting, actually. It doesn't really talk a lot about Vikings per se, not like the pillaging and killing, but just the society. It's pretty cool. The Khmer Empire, if that's how you pronounce that, I forget, but that was awesome. These guys are ridiculous. They were awesome. And the Easter Island one was pretty good too. As usual, Easter Island pretty much murdered by white people. That's usually the world is based. It's really funny. Like you look at our society today, and it probably wouldn't be what it is today if it weren't for white people. But we sure as hell did murder a lot of other societies. So I'm not sure if it's overall a good thing or overall a bad thing. I guess it just is what it is. But Europeans are pretty asshole people generally. I think they own the world, and I guess they brought us into the age we're at today. So give him a pass. But anyway, he doesn't have a lot of videos, but it's really good stuff. And it's cool too because it's not like too clickbaity. It's just good information if you're into that. So check it out. Some guy told you to buy RH and then backed off. Yeah, but that was good stuff. Some stuff I knew, a lot of stuff I didn't. We didn't what? Didn't buy RH? RH is still good. Look at that. I mean, super tight day today with the market's down 1.87. This thing's 0.2. This is really nice. I wonder if I've never tried to do this before. I wonder if I can add a symbol. If I can add the S&P to it. Drawings? New. Oh, I do? I shouldn't. It should be on that ultra low latency setting, which should be 5 seconds. But, YouTube and they do what they want, so I don't know. I'm checking. And now I can't even get into YouTube Studio at the moment, so. All right. Peloton. Let's check out Peloton. These some recent, that's AMD. There's Peloton. Where's my volume? I need my volume back. Where'd all my everything left? There we go. There's Peloton, AMD with not a good day, falling out of that. We'll see if we can reload. Maybe we'll do an undercut and rally down here at these other lows towards the 48, 49 level, just out of the 49 level. That would be pretty interesting. Also, I guess we'd continue to fill out this descending triangle. We'll see how that goes. Net coming apart a little bit here. NASDAQ bounced off from the 2% level. Probably a psychological thing they're doing. Okta, 2.68%, 2.8%. Check Slack? Okay. Oh, Europe's not a country. They banned that? What are they doing, man? They're getting way too crazy. Yeah, way too crazy. That's not good. Oh, NASDAQ back down over 2%, almost 2.1% now. So looks like we're gonna go head down to the basement. Let's see if we stop at our nice little frozen rope line there. Yeah, I don't understand YouTube. Like, I really don't. I'm starting to lean a little bit with all the people saying that YouTube censors them. I'm like, yeah, maybe they actually are. Maybe they actually are censoring you. I mean, some of this stuff, like, I know Americans are weak on geography, but Europe is not a country. There's nothing bad in that sentence at all. There's not one word. Like, weak is not a bad word. Or maybe Americans are weak. Maybe that's what they banned. Type it with Americans are nice on geography, but Europe is not a country. See if that goes through. Do it with a nice um, I don't know what adjective or whatever that thing's called, what term it is for that. All right, almost 2.2 for the Nasdaq. RH can't be holding on at that stage of the game. Nope. And my YouTube still hasn't loaded from my YouTube studio. There we go. All right, come on. Yeah, must be Americans are weak. Americans are weak. I can say it on the stream, but you can't type it. That's stupid. That's actually a factual statement. Americans are very weak on geography. Extraordinarily weak. And I wasn't, yeah, I wasn't, it's not even American when I was talking about, white people kill everyone because we kind of do. Um, you look at a lot of, local people globally, they're just happy doing their like the Indians just kind of chill. The South Americans were just kind of chill. They built their big empires, but within their local region. Chinese kind of they had their local thing. They kind of did a world domination thing, but not really. They were dominant in their area. Then you have the damn Europeans and Africans were chill in their area too. But it's the Europeans, not the Americans, the Europeans that yeah, no, that's fine. Um, it's the Europeans that took it global and said, "Hey, let's build some big ass ships and let's just go everywhere and oh, the world is ours." And they just started killing everyone. They destroyed I mean quite a few cultures. Quite a few cultures. It's sad in a way. But on the other hand, you're like, well, would we actually have the world today if they didn't do have that destructive reign of global terror, if you will? Because there's stories of the Spanish conquistadors walking into the Mayans and just taking over because they didn't have steel weapons and horses. You've never seen a horse before in your life, and you've got people on horses ravaging your country. Um, Pretty scary stuff. It's like, why do you have to do that? Just because they have a ton of gold? Just go. You don't have to kill everyone. There's other ways to do it, but no, just take what you want and kill everyone. I guess that's what makes the world it is. See, Elliot, you appreciate my point. No, I said globally. Anyway, maybe I'm being overly sensitive. I don't know. Could be. Yeah, I guess they all have wars. We're generally destructive. Well, yeah, but it was local. It was like neighbor to neighbor. Like you're kind of fighting over. Like I get neighbor wars. I understand that. I want to punch my neighbor in the throat. He's such an asshole. I'm actually kidding. He's a nice guy, but like I get that if you want to kill your neighbor because they're there all the time. But if some dude from San Francisco just walks over to my house and hits me in the face, I'm like, what the fuck did I do to you? You know what I mean? It's like, Ellie, if you drove over here, just punched me in the face, took everything I had, and walked away, I'm like, that guy is a huge asshole. If my neighbor does it, I'm like, well, obviously he's been staring at my TV for 50 years, and he just, for the past 5 years, he just loves my TV. He just wants it. That I understand. Anyway, that was kind of my little comment on that. You have a legit reason. What are you down at RH? Like 0.4% now? It's NIO down here. Now people are gonna walk up and punch me in the face and be like, "It's cool, I'm your neighbor." I'm like, "Oh, okay, that's funny." Yeah, like most crime happens within 1 mile of your house. You know what I mean? Like I heard a statistic once. It said you're more likely to be killed within 5 miles of your house than anywhere than 10 miles or 20 miles out. Like you don't get killed when you travel. You don't get killed unless it's a European coming to your country in the anywhere between the 1000s to the 1900s, or even an American in the 20th century if you're if you're in the Middle East. Yeah, fun stuff. All right, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. Yeah, it is a sell day. I'm not buying anything either, probably. Oh, space up 1.3. Space up 1.3%. Get another NASA contract? Well, exactly, Jay Chin. That's what it is. You're in that location. Yeah, you live within about 5 miles of your house. Exactly. You're very frequently not within 5 miles of your house. So most people have accidents in the home, right? So the bad stuff happens is generally local. It's like, the asteroid that came down and killed the dinosaurs. I'm sure the dinosaurs were like, fuck that asteroid. It's not local, but it did murder us just the same. So I can definitely sympathize with dinosaurs and hating the asteroid. I get it. I get it. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. Have a good day. Enough history lesson. We'll do it again on Monday, guys. Have a good weekend, and we'll see how we end up the day today. Markets, as we saw, a little bit of rolling over action. RSI on the daily Nasdaq is definitely had a divergence, and you can see it in the chart too. So probably was European. Well, it did hit the Mexicans, so maybe it was American. Oh, that's fun. How to politicize acts of God. All right, everyone, have a good weekend. I'll see you Monday.